Back to the TD Waterhouse Center in downtown Orlando. Let's have a look at tonight's Gatorade starting lineups. On the left side, you will see the starting lineups from the Milwaukee Bucks. It's Glenn Robinson, Scotty Williams, Mark Pope, Sam Cassell at the point, and Ray Allen. Ray Allen came up very big in Game 2. Not only did he add the 27 points, but he added 10 rebounds. We've told you the story on Tracy McGrady, today named the NBA's most improved player. He had 33 points in Game 1 and 35 in Game 2. The question is, who will give him some help? And now let's go sideline to Cheryl Miller.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Well, Mike Miller, Orlando's rookie, understands that in order for them to beat the Bucks tonight, someone other than Tracy McGrady needs to step up and step up big. In Game 2, Miller was in foul trouble, was not able to do that, but he said tonight he will be absolutely aggressive. The shots will be put up early and often, and there is going to be no holding back, Bob.
Thank you, Cheryl. Well, Mike Miller, of course, just the rookie. He played at the University of Florida, one of the top 10 rookies in 6 different categories, but as you pointed out, this is his first playoff experience against a very experienced Bucks team.
Yes, and he's shooting just 35% from the floor, about 30% from the three-point line, averaging just 10 points. And Doc Rivers needs him to give him a little bit more tonight. Needs him to have actually a huge game tonight.
But it's Salvador Joe Forte and Mark Wunderlich, a veteran officiating crew. As we're ready to get here, they had 1,000 extra tickets to sell before they had a sellout at the TD Waterhouse Center, but it looks as though they've done that. This place is jamming, and it is loud. The Bucks come away with the opening tip, and here is Sam Cassell. Armstrong starting out matched up on Cassell. Bad pass. Here comes Tracy McGrady. We've got a 4-on-3. Inside, Outlaw. Armstrong hits the 3 to open the game.
And that's what Darryl Armstrong is. He's a spot-up shooter who can break your heart from behind the three-point line, as he has done for so many times here in Orlando since he joined this franchise. Basically, they've been trying to get him to beat people off the dribble. He hasn't been able to do it because of the pulled groin. But spotting up, shooting the threes, they needed that one because he is a big weapon for them.
Here is Glenn Robinson. McGrady's done a great job stopping him so far. He beats McGrady, but draws the foul from Andrew DeClercq.
Looked like a little bit of a hard foul there. When we talk about hard fouls, remember, as this series goes on, it'll become more intense. And these teams understand sending a message early in the game.
You see Robinson's numbers, 14 points. 8 rebounds, and Glenn Robinson had 22 a game in the regular season. Here's that physical play.
Yeah, in game number 1, we saw McGrady level to the floor, and then in game number 2, the Magic were going to send the message right back again as Ray Allen bites the dust in just about the same exact spot as McGrady went down. The officials jumped on it, controlled it right away. No problem for the rest of the game.
So Robinson got both the free throws. It's 3-2 Orlando. Opening moments from the TD Waterhouse Center. On the miss, the defensive rebound, and Sam Cassell trying to get some penetration.
This is a different matchup now. Cassell shooting over the top of Armstrong. Doc Rivers extending his defense. Remember, he had Mike Miller playing Cassell in the first 2 games. He feels like he'll get more pressure down court with Armstrong playing him.
Armstrong missed the long 3, but he missed it right into the hands of Andrew DeClercq. 5-2 Orlando.
So there's 2 points already on second chance opportunities. In the first 2 games, they only had a total of 15, the Magic.
Cassell gets the screen and roll going with Scotty Williams. Outlaw steps right out on him. Shot clock to 7. Here's Mark Pope. Rebound Outlaw. And he's fouled as he tries to clear out. It's on Scotty Williams.
Bo Outlaw, one of the big people who is capable of getting a rebound and then busting out on the dribble to start the break. He wanted to clear it to Armstrong. He just didn't have a clear path, so he kept it himself, picked up the foul.
5-2, Magic out in front early in this game. Cassell also defending Armstrong. Off the baseline screen comes rookie Mike Miller. Down to Outlaw, had 17 in game 2. The penetration. McGrady thought he was making the pass. Instead, he threw it away, but his hustle stayed with it. It's going to be Milwaukee ball.
He did a good job at least chasing it back down again, so he did not give the Bucks a breakaway layup. Glenn hustling, Tracy hustling at the end. We got to see whose foot it went off of. Well, without question, Mike Miller.
very close to getting the ball back in their hands of the Orlando Magic. So 10:07 to go, first quarter. 5-2 Orlando. The Bucks have beaten the Magic 11 straight times since 1999.
Sam Cassell must have taken 3 dozen shots from that spot right there in pregame warm-ups, working with his assistant coaches.
Darrell Armstrong got a piece of that ball, forcing Cassell to put up a bad shot. Here comes Miller, tried to reverse it, but bottom of the rim. Cassell back. We have a 4-on-2. Allen is fouled as he tries to take it for the reverse layup, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Cassell loves to take smaller guards down in the low post area, and then that little bit of fade, and the fact that he keeps it behind his head, he gets that shot off most times. That time, Armstrong affected it, got a piece of it.
Ray Allen steps to the free throw line. Allen had the big game in game number 2, 27 points, 7 assists, and 10 rebounds.
Bob, on the last transition opportunity for Orlando, we saw Mike Miller so intent on being a scorer that when he made the drive, he had Darrell Armstrong on the baseline opposite for a nice little 12-foot jump shot. Instead, he wound up forcing a shot. Doc Rivers wants him to be assertive, but make sure you get high percentage shots.
Scotty Williams just took that ball away when Armstrong tried to make the pass. And they turn it right back over as the ball goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Orlando. You see the athleticism of Scotty Williams. He came right out on the point guard and interrupted the intended pass. 5-4 Orlando. Mike Miller looking for something. How about a 3? No, not that time to Clerk with the rebound. He is trapped inside there, and there's a jump ball.
Andrew DeClerc, once he got the offensive rebound, had an open teammate in the corner. Again, it was Armstrong. Instead of trying to make a move against 2 people, kick it out. He does a good job because he's got Cassell on his back, out-rebounded the small guy. Get it out. There's too much traffic there.
Easy win on the tip by DeClerc. 15 seconds on the shot clock, however, for the Magic. 9 minutes to go, first quarter. Magic by 1. McGrady. Being played by Pope. Steps back, hits the baseline jumper. 7-4 Orlando.
You see Armstrong putting pressure on. They want to try and get the Bucks to start their offense with about 14 seconds, 13 seconds, as opposed to 18 seconds like they were doing in game 1 and 2.
A hesitation move by Cassell, and he gets it down low, but misses, and Scotty Williams tips it in. They're going to set it and start it all over again. The Orlando Magic. Shot clock down to 10. Outlaw. Miller goes glass. Cassell comes away with a tip ball. Defensive rebound for Orlando. Gives them an opportunity to run. McGrady, not this time. Rebound comes back to Miller. He takes it inside strong, and the rookie scores. Milwaukee having trouble scoring. The Bucks are 1 of 7 to start this game.
You don't realize how big Mike Miller is out there. Plus, he gets up pretty well off the ground. So when he goes to make his drive to the basket, you're talking about a guy who gets up there. He's 6'8", finishes high.
Outlaw steals it ahead to Armstrong. It's 11-6 Orlando. Well, the Magic showing some energy here, and Armstrong playing with some quickness, much more than we would expected with the groin and stomach muscle problems he's had. Scotty Williams steps in. He misses the short jumper. 1 of 8, the Bucks. Good pass inside. McCourt couldn't handle it.
Nice play by Glenn Robinson. He got the hand in there, took away the passing lane.
Nobody picked up Ray Allen. He gets the easy 2-hand throwdown. It's 11-8 Magic.
How quickly things turn around. What could have been, should have been, as you say, a layup at one end for Orlando turns into a fast break layup for the Bucks.
McGrady defended by Pope. Inside to Outlaw. Yes! Excellent pass by Tracy McGrady. McGrady averaged 7.5 assists on the regular season. And there's that physical play. And Outlaw Outlaw goes down. The foul will be on Scott Williams. There's a steal by Outlaw and the pass to Armstrong. And Outlaw will go to the free throw line. This is always an adventure. Outlaw shot 57% of the regular season. He's 2 for 6 in the playoffs. Johnson comes in for Scott Williams as Scott picked up his second personal with 6:41 to go in the first period.
Member number 2 of the new big three coming on the floor right now. And Irvin Johnson.
No surprise that Outlaw misses the free throw. It's 13-8 Orlando. Ray Allen on the baseline draws the double team. Shot clock to 10.
It's a tough guard now for Mike Miller off the dribble.
Just as you said. 13-10.
He's a tough guard for Armstrong. He's considered a good defender off the dribble, so you know he's going to be a tough guard for anybody else.
He'll start it all over again with 9 on the shot clock. McGrady's going to pull up and take a long one, front edge to the rim. Back come the Bucks. Right into the hands of McGrady. They have 4 against 2. McClurk. Bad pass to McGrady from DeClerk. He's having hand problems here tonight. And it turns into 2 at the other end. And it's a 1-point Magic lead.
Of all the people that Tracy could have given it to, that was the wrong decision. He had guards on each side. He gives it to a big man to make a play at the end of the break. He's not used to doing that.
Magic leads it by 1. The Bucks lead the series 2-0, but you wouldn't know it by the way Tracy McGrady has been talking. He has really clamped down on Glenn Robinson, and he makes it even worse when he said this in the press. Was Big Dog locked down or what? Big Dog. We should call him Puppy Dog.
Well, he's just trying to show and lead his team with the confidence that he exudes during the regular season. Glenn Robinson averaged 22 points a game, shot 47%. So far after 2 games, he's averaging just 14 points per game, shooting just 32%. He's taken only 5 free throw attempts, so McGrady really has done a pretty good job at the defensive end.
Pope left all alone inside. Nobody looked at him. He gets the easy lay-in, and the Bucks have taken the lead, 14-3, their first lead of this game.
Bo Outlaw had his head turned. He did not see his man end the ball. They fired it right past his ear for the inside layup.
Down on the shot clock, down to Outlaw. Against Irvin Johnson. Got it in the air. Went glass and missed it. Irvin Johnson saves it. So the Bucks have taken the first lead of the game, 13-12. Cassell steps in close and hits the jumper over Armstrong, and it's 16-13. He was 0 for 5 until that shot. Mike Miller left all alone. Can't hit the shot. Bucks by 3. Now Robinson left alone. DeClerk tries to close out on him, and he runs into him and commits the foul. And DeClerk now with 2 will step off the floor. And we have Mike Doliak.
Robinson gets DeClerk on the run, trying to close out. Nice show of the ball. Then 1 dribble to the right, the collision. DeClerk picks up the second personal. Becomes an observer on the bench as Michael Doliak comes in.
Doliak's a big one, 6'11". He had a bad game 1, didn't play much, but 4.7 boards and a steal in 24 minutes in game 2. We might see much more of Doliak here tonight.
You see, if the Magic don't have the initial break, they're trying to get back into more half-court sets, use more time on the box, be patient, get a high percentage shot.
McGrady shoots it right over Tim Thomas. Thomas, remember, came into game 1 with an injured shoulder. During the game, he sprained his back. Came back on Wednesday night, did not play very well, but he did get 17 minutes. He says he's feeling better today. Irvin Johnson alone to go into the jam, and he has to be fouled. That was Mike Miller who got him.
Tim Thomas is feeling pretty good right now, Bob. He had a good practice, George Carl said, as far as the shoulder, which was dislocated, slightly dislocated, and the back problem that you mentioned that he had in games 1 and 2. He said overall he had a real good practice. I think he's going to be okay for tonight.
I like Thomas' quote. He re-aggravated that back in game 2, and he said, actually, that's what I needed. It kind of shifted my back, felt like a chiropractor.
Lined him right back up again.
Irvin Johnson at the free throw line. Irvin's only a 54% free throw shooter. 100% on this trip. And it's 18-15 Milwaukee. 4 minutes to go, first quarter, from the TD Waterhouse Center. It's win or go home, as we like to say, and it's literally true for the Magic tonight. Robinson tips it out of bounds with 11 on the clock.
Armstrong is too high to try and feed the post with the angle that he was at. He must break that angle, dribble down towards the baseline to be able to make a better entry pass.
Armstrong gets the pick, misses the shot. Rebound Troy Hudson, who just checked into the game. Here is Armstrong, missing the three again, and we're going to foul on McCready, pushing off. Tracy's first. So Darryl Armstrong and Troy Hudson on the floor, along with Outlaw, Doliak, and Tracy McGrady. And already the Magic over the limit, and Tim Thomas will be shooting. 2 team fouls on Milwaukee thus far. There you saw the push-off by Tracy McGrady. Named today the NBA's most improved player of the 2000-2001 season. Improved he has been, averaging 34 points in the playoffs. Matter of fact, that leads all playoff scorers. Back to McGrady. Ray Allen trying to stop it, double team. 7, 6, 5 on the clock. Hudson kicks to Doliak. And after a horrid shooting start, the Magic are ice cold, trailing by 4 now. It's going to be Orlando ball. Doliak, third year, 6'11" out of Utah. His 7th playoff game. Orlando with not a lot of playoff experience. We talked about the Magic not being able to shoot. They've missed 8 of their last 9. McGrady goes in, has it tipped away. 8 on the shot clock. Breaks down Robinson, went in for the hard slam. Troy Hudson puts it back. Doliak finally gets it. The offensive rebounding paying off for the Magic. That time it's a 2-point Bucks lead.
Well, you have Doc Rivers right now, I mean, on fire, because Tracy McGrady went hard to the basket, tried to dunk it. They feel, Tracy and Doc Rivers, that he got fouled on the last play. They felt all along he hasn't gotten enough calls.
Milwaukee with that turnover, that's 6 for them in the first quarter. Orlando's turned it over 5, but the Magic will have the ball when we come back.
I think they were just very aggressive, all in all. I think they deserve a lot of credit for playing as aggressively and as hard as they did, and that's part of why we turned it over so much. You know, it isn't just that we went out there and were in la-la land and threw it away. I think that they played very aggressively and they did a good job.
So those 18 turnovers led to 26 points. See the stars in that game. Garnett with 22 and 8, Duncan with 15 and 10. All 3 of the games that were played today, those series now are all at 2-1, with Minnesota beating San Antonio, Dallas beating Utah 94-91, and Philadelphia beating Indiana 92-87. Again, all those series are at 2-1. Turnover led to this possession by the Orlando Magic, trailing it by 2 with 2:15 to go, first quarter. Thomas on McGrady. Step back, and the foul.
Well, Doc Rivers worked hard to get that foul call. He started back about 4 minutes ago working for it, and he just got rewarded that time finally on the jump shot. McGrady has been saying all along that they hit me on my arm as I go up. Well, that time the call is made. Basket goes in. Now he goes to the free throw line.
Doc's still talking to Bennett Salvatore.
Well, he's working for the next time down the floor already.
You see the free throw situation. Big disparity in the series. Milwaukee shot 69, and thus far, coming into this game, the Magic only 39, and McGrady missed that one and missed the opportunity to regain the lead for the Magic. Tied at 19. Now Lindsey Hunter in for the Bucks. Hudson's on him. Doliak steps out. Robinson draws the double team, gets McGrady in the air, it rims out of there. And we've got an over-the-back foul to be called against Irvin Johnson.
Bob, even when Milwaukee takes Sam Cassell out of the game and they bring Tim Thomas on the game, there are three people on the floor that can beat you offensively. As the shot goes up, it's challenged. Just the effect of knowing you got a McGrady playing, you bothers Robinson a little bit, and then coming over the back, you see in the bottom of the screen, Johnson called for the loose ball foul. Orlando does not have the same luxury. Really, the only guy that can beat somebody out there for him is McGrady off the dribble.
Joliak rims it out of there. Armstrong with a steal. Magic take the lead, 21-19, with 1:33 to go in the first quarter, and Jason Caffey is now on the floor for Milwaukee and Orlando in the middle of a 6-0 run.
Well, Caffey is member number 3 of that new really big 3 that you were talking about at the beginning of the game.
There's Caffey with the ball now. Ray Allen to Caffey, left alone from 16. Tipped back, volley ball, Caffey, and he's fouled by Doliak on the baseline drive.
Doliak, as big as he is, as strong as he is, and as tough as he is, just not quick enough getting to the ball when you compare his ability versus a Caffey or a Tim Thomas going after a ball that's up in the air or bouncing on the floor.
21-20 now. Magic by 1 with 1:03 to go in the first quarter. And Pat Garrity comes in for Outlaw. Garrity came up big in game number 2. He had 14 points and 10 rebounds total in games 1 and 2.
So Garrity's averaging just over 26 minutes per game in the first 2 games. He's shooting 53% ball from the floor. He's the second highest scorer on this team in the playoffs at 12 points per game.
They can stroke it from 3. There's Hudson. I was about to say Troy Hudson can create his own shot, and create he did there. Magic 23-21, 45 seconds in the first period. Ray Allen off the screen. Rebound, Thomas with a throwdown. McGrady saw that coming, got out of the way. Tied at 23.
We talked about size and athleticism. Tim Thomas, 6 feet 10 inches tall.
We got a foul here, and it's going to be on Irvin Johnson. And that is his second. And the Bucks are over the limit. So Troy Hudson will step to the line.
I mentioned before, Tim Thomas' size and athleticism goes after the offensive boards. 1 dribble, and then the tough finish over the top. McGrady had no chance of getting that one.
Troy Hudson had 4 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal in 26 minutes in game 2. He's an 82% free throw shooter, but not that time.
The free throws have been a problem tonight. 10 free throw attempts for Milwaukee. 4 now, 0 for 4 for Orlando. And in the series going into tonight, 19 more free throw attempts after the first 2 games for Milwaukee.
Magic by a point, 25 seconds. 5-second differential in the shot and game clock. 1-on-1. Lindsey Hunter pulls up over Troy Hudson. And what a save by Armstrong. That ball was going into the expensive seats. Darryl skied to save us from spilled coffee.
And Doc Rivers just looked out, told Mike Doliak, look at the clock. To understand the time. There was no need for the long outlet pass because they wanted the last possession, the last shot. So take your time, let the guard come back and get it, and then we'll give it to him.
Armstrong goes down, no foul call. Thomas misses from 3. Caffey with the big rebound, but time has expired in the first quarter, and the Magic lead 24-23. Orlando holds Milwaukee to 30% shooting in that first period.
Let's take a look at how Orlando's been able to pick up some easy second chance opportunities. The Clerk posting up, guarded by Glenn Robinson as a little pick and roll action takes play on the top of the circle. When Armstrong elevates for the shot, Robinson loses sight of his man. He's watching the jump shooter. The Clerk changes sides of the floor, so Glenn Robinson can't find them with his body. The resulting easy score, second chance opportunity.
Doliak open from the top of the key. And we've got another foul on Milwaukee. Away from the ball, it's a loose ball foul. It's on Tim Thomas, and that's his second personal.
High pick and roll, trying to give Hudson the opportunity if they switch to go against the big man. Instead, he throws it back to Doliak, who is a good jump shooter. Under the basket, we saw a little wrestling match taking place. The foul on Milwaukee.
Monty Williams had just checked in, took the free throw, and Doliak is going to be called for the loose ball foul, and that's his second personal. 26-23, Magic opening moment, second quarter.
Bob, you ready for a little test?
Sure.
Would you say that if your team wins all 4 quarters of the game, meaning the scoring in each quarter, you'll probably win that game?
I would say that, but I have a feeling that I would be wrong.
No. I knew you'd get that one right.
Oh, thank you.
As Lindsey Hunt comes along the baseline, the jump shooter, Lindsey Hunt hits a deuce. So, after 8 quarters of basketball coming into tonight's game, the Magic had won the first quarter of game number 1 and the second quarter of game number 2. Those are the only 2 quarters that they outscored Milwaukee until the first quarter here tonight. So it's heading in the right direction for the Magic.
Whew, that was complicated.
I didn't want to give you a real tough test.
Thank you. Miller back in the game also with 10 on the shot clock, penetrating, kicking to Doliak. Garrity wanted the perimeter shot, can't get it. Shot clock to 6. Lindsey Hunter ahead. Thomas is fouled hard by Monty Williams. The Magic got themselves in trouble offensively that led to the turnover. And Thomas comes to the free throw line. Tim is a 77% free throw shooter. One of the best 6 men in the league this year. He had 17 minutes, 5 points, no rebounds in game 2. Tomorrow on NBC, it's a triple header. In game 1, the Knicks meet the Raptors, followed by the Kings and Suns, followed by the Lakers and the Blazers. Coverage begins at noon Eastern time tomorrow on NBC. Bucks have the lead, 27-26.
A free throw advantage for the Bucks. They've shot 12, made 11. Orlando taken only 6, made only 1.
10 on the shot clock. This extended defense has been a problem here. Shot clock down to 4, but they turn it over anyway. Here is Ray Allen, 3-on-3. Kicks it out, Lindsey Hunter. That's a triple. It's 30-26.
Lindsey Hunter can do that. Now remember, he's an excellent defender, and when he gets it going, he can knock down threes, really extend the defense for the other teams.
Doc Rivers calls the timeout. Milwaukee's on a 7-0 run.
We need one more guy to score, and it has to be one of our shooters. They have to seek out shots and get open. I thought Mike Miller in the first game was a little overwhelmed by the situation. That was expected. Game 2, he gets in early foul trouble. I'm really looking for him. It's tough to count on Darryl, and that hurts our basketball team because of his health. And without Darryl, with T-Mac doing what he's doing, someone else has to step up for us to win the game.
Well, Mike Miller is 1 of 5 for only 2 points, but Darryl Armstrong does have 7 in the game tonight. Tracy McGrady has only 6 thus far.
You see the difference between the regular season and the playoffs, Bob. In the regular season, Orlando, the 6th highest scoring team in the NBA, averaging over 97 points per game. Now they get here into this situation, and it seems like it's hard for them to think about scoring 97 points because Milwaukee is such a good scoring team. They were 2nd best in the NBA this year at scoring points. Guys who can create shots, make a difference, and put points on the board. Tough to come by.
That was Amici, by the way, who hit the lay-in. Cross-court pass from Thomas to Lindsey Hunter. Throws up the air ball. It's 30-28. Bucks by 2. So Amici on the floor with Hudson, McGrady, Miller, and Garrity. 10 on the shot clock. Amici gets the pass inside, but Troy Hudson can't do anything with it. He's called for 3 seconds.
That's foreign territory for Troy Hudson. You get down there in the land of the Giants, and all of a sudden you say to yourself, what am I doing here? This is a problem. Help me get out of here. And there was no help for him.
Please don't let me get the ball here. Bucks by 2, 9:31 to go first half. Lindsey Hunter, Tim Thomas, Ray Allen. Caffey. Hunter. And the two-handed throwdown. The Milwaukee Bucks have Tracy Darvin Ham on the floor. And he gets the jam immediately. He has not played in the series.
And he was such an integral part of this team throughout the last 2 seasons. And that resulting basket, again, was because of the help as Mike Miller shoots it up over the top of Ray Allen. Because of the help that the interior people for Orlando had to give. That's why they gave up the dunk.
Ray Allen shooting over Mike Miller. It's going to be a tough cover, as you pointed out. Ray Allen has 10 points, and Magic has not found an answer of how to put the clamp on Ray Allen. Remember, he had 27, a playoff career high, and Lindsey Hunter.
That is a 2-shot foul because the ball was still out of bounds, trying to be passed in. The defensive player held the offensive player. Troy Hudson was trying to get free. So since the ball was not in the air, was not passed, they will go down and shoot 2.
8:38 to go in the first half. Bucks by 4. Hudson's probably going to get a lot more playing time than he usually would because of Errol Armstrong's stomach and groin injuries.
Trying to deny the ball. Lindsey Hunter right here gets a little too much holding on the arms and the body. Official sees that the ball is still out of bounds. He makes the call. 2 free throws.
2-point Bucks lead. Some pressure here. Caffey breaks it easily. Troy Hudson on Lindsey Hunter. Gets it to Allen, isolated on Mike Miller. Into Caffey. Up and under. Was blocked by Amici, and here comes Tracy McGrady.
Caffey actually had him off his feet. It was a nice recovery by Amici to get a piece of it from behind.
Garrity missing the long attempt for the 3. Lindsey Hunter misses the long attempt for the 3. Out of bounds to the Bucks. It goes to the Magic. Garrity's got to hit the deep shots if the Magic are going to be able to even attempt to break down anything and get it inside.
While they've struggled and they haven't won a game yet, Orlando still has done a very good job of defending Milwaukee. Milwaukee field goal percentage tonight, 37%. We've seen them hold them down, high 30s, low 40s, for the previous 2 games as well.
Jason Caffey picks up the personal foul with 7:50 to go in the first half. Bucks still up by 2. 3 team fouls on the Bucks, 2 thus far on the Magic. Cassell back on the floor for Milwaukee. Amici against Caffey. Rebound Caffey. Blocked by Garrity.
Hunter just realized that the guy playing him is 6'8" right now. I think that might have been Mike Miller that got the
Yeah, it was Mike Miller who got it. Garrity there too. And then Miller comes in with a Garrity comes in with a hard foul, and that'll be a 2-shot foul.
They may be giving him 2 on the ball. Here he tries to shoot it up over the top of Mike Miller, and it's rejected. And on that last foul, the officials feel that he did not play the ball, that he played the man. They're going to give him the shots and ball out of bounds.
Yeah,
and Doc Rivers got the technical foul. Doc's been working hard on the sideline since the beginning of the game. He wants his team to get as much respect as Milwaukee gets with the number of calls and free throws that they shot. Doc hit with a technical.
Mark Wunderlich calls the technical on Doc Rivers.
Sam Cassell, very unusual that Sam Cassell would miss a free throw.
Yeah, he shoots at 86%. As a matter of fact, in game 2, Sam was 9 out of 9.
This Milwaukee team is an excellent free throw shooter. They're number 3 in the league, shooting 78% as a team for the season.
Darvin Ham, not such a good free throw shooter at 59%. 35-32 Milwaukee. Now Milwaukee gets the technical free throw, the foul free throws on the flagrant, and now gets the ball back with their 3-point lead. We keep talking about the difference in the free throws. 15 attempts for Milwaukee, only 8 for Orlando. The Magic had hit only 3 of them. Hunter breaks down Miller, gets the pick. Open man Cathy. Rebound Mike Miller.
Well, Bob, in fairness, we keep mentioning that the free throw differential here after the first 2 games and again tonight, but you get to the foul line when you have drivers and slashers, when you're physical, when you have post-up people inside, when you get on the offensive boards, a lot of things that the Magic don't have right now. That's not a lot of what their arsenal is all about.
Tracy McGrady missing. He's 3 of 8 tonight. So he's struggling a bit. Outlaw with a rebound. He has 5 boards. Bucks by 3. Tim Thomas on McGrady, lost his footing. We've got a Milwaukee foul. McGrady knocked down at the staunch, and that's going to be on Darvin Ham.
It was a great pass by Tracy McGrady, which would have been an easy finish had not the foul been called. But he's trying to make his move. He starts to stumble as he's going down. He sees the next defender, Ham, coming over to lay some wood. Outlaw would have had to finish, but the foul was called.
Armstrong to Tracy McGrady. 6:17 to go first half. Down to Outlaw. Defended by Cathy. Sam Cassell on Darrell Armstrong. Goes right by him. Amici with a block. Out in front to McGrady against Robinson. Robinson with the push and the foul. And that's the first on Glenn Robinson. And we have a timeout on the floor. The Bucks lead it by 3. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first half from the Waterhouse Center. Welcome back to the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando. 3-point Milwaukee lead with 5:57 to go in the first half. Earlier tonight, Darrell Armstrong presenting Tracy McGrady with a Most Improved Player Award from the NBA. Last year, McGrady had 15.5 points, 6.3 rebounds. This year, 27 points, 7.5 rebounds, was 17th in the league. He was an all-star, and he has carried this team.
He may have had a little opposition as to who the winner was. So many felt that Peja Stojakovic made a major leap in his game, but this is my win right here. If I had a vote that really counted, a real vote, this would have been my choice. McGrady has just taken huge strides, and as Doc Rivers has said over and over again, we never realized how good. We thought he was going to be good down the road, but this quick, this good, we never thought.
McGrady started his high school career at nearby Auburndale down I-4. Then transferred to Mount Zion Christian Academy, came into the NBA right out of high school. 1-point game. Cassell to Robinson, beats McGrady off the dribble to know where to go with it, and Cathy had it slammed away, no whistle. Chance for the Magic to take the lead. hits the double team, almost lost the ball, did lose the ball. There's a new shot clock as it changed hands, and Mike Miller lays it in from John Amici, and the Magic have regained the lead, 36-35. It's the first basket in about a month.
The person who got a stolen became the stealee right after it.
The steal and the stealee. Glenn Robinson right up and over McGrady. Glenn's first field goal in this game. And remember that he averaged 22 points a game in the regular season. Outlaw inside with the pass, gets double team. Amici goes to the rim, and it's 38-37 Orlando.
Don Amici made the perfect move. He found the opening, sliced to the basket. He gave his passer a receiver that he could see, and that was wide open.
It'll be Bucks ball, 16 on the shot clock. Irvin Johnson and Ray Allen coming back on the floor. Caffey and Hunter will sit down for Milwaukee. 16 on the shot clock.
Whether it's happenstance or giving credit to Orlando's front line, this is the quietest now we've seen the trio of Irvin Johnson, Caffey, and Scott Williams.
Amici will sit down. Joliet came back into the game. Robinson working on McGrady. McGrady was right in his face. Robinson wanted the foul, didn't get it. Armstrong's going to pull up for the three. And hit it! 41-37 Orlando. That's got him on their feet here. Grant Hill applauding his teammates. Armstrong has 10 points.
There's the energy that Armstrong has brought to this team for so many basketball games that actually was missing in games 1 and 2. He was not the same high energy guy. It's tough to be high energy when you're not feeling well. Groin, the stomach, he was an injured, still is an injured player.
Brady called the foul, his second, as he tried to come around in front. Robinson, here's that three.
He gets the momentum, gets his legs under. This defender backs off, knocks down the three.
14 on the shot clock for the inbound play. Cassell trying to back in Armstrong. Turnaround jumper on the baseline. As you pointed out, he loves that spot. And it's 41-39 Magic. McGrady thought about the three. He steps in. McGrady's jump shot off tonight. Robinson will rebound. McGrady only 3 of 9 from the floor. Another turnover. Here's Armstrong. Stolen by Cassell.
Cassell wasn't going to give him a chance as Sam pulls up for the two just inside the three-point line. He was not going to give Orlando a chance to get him back there in the 3-on-1 situation. He took a shot, went for the steal, came up with it, and also hit the big basket.
One of the many intangibles Sam Cassell brings. You know, he's played on championship teams before. He knows what it's about. McGrady is fouled and gets the basket. I was about to say McGrady hasn't gotten it inside very much tonight. Most of his shots have been jumpers away from the basket. Then he does get it in, and he gets the hoop and the foul.
Ham has been very physical with McGrady, and again, he puts the body up against him. McGrady uses his size, extends the arm. Watch the extension on this as he goes up over the top, able to kiss it off the glass and draw the foul at the same time. Bob, to go back to what you said about posting McGrady, yeah, it's tough to bring the ball down, pass it to yourself on the wing, run down the post, and pass it to yourself to the post. All I want is score down there.
And then, he has to sell the popcorn at halftime.
Exactly.
They're asking a lot of Tracy McGrady. 3-point Magic lead with 2:54 to go in the first half. Ray Allen handling the ball. Miller defending Ray Allen. Here comes Tim Thomas. Scotty Williams back in. Over to Darvin Ham, who gets the baseline jumper. Magic by a point.
You see George Paul rewarding Darvin Ham, giving him 10 minutes here after having not played, okay, in the series. And George, way of keeping guys involved, keeping them up, keeping that positive attitude on the team.
Mike Miller. They don't know what to call. Bennett Salvatore and Wonderlic couldn't decide what it is. They finally decide it's an offensive foul. I knew that was going to draw a boo or two. That's 2 on Miller. We'll be right back.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. When the Knicks resume their series with the Raptors tomorrow in Toronto, Marcus Camby won't play. In fact, he didn't make the trip. Camby is still dealing with the effects of Monday's incident in which his mother and 2 sisters were taken hostage for 8 hours in Connecticut. Camby tried to play Thursday in New York, was ineffective, and admitted his mind was elsewhere. So he will miss Game 3. No word yet on his status for Game 4 on Wednesday. Now back to Orlando, to Bob and Mike. Guys?
Let's go back to the controversial call, Bob, a few moments ago. Whether or not this is an offensive foul, should the basket count? We can see Miller has the ball in his hands when contact takes place. Question is now, is Williams outside the restricted area? No question that we see he's above the broken line area. He takes the contact. The ball still was in Miller's hands. Offensive foul. Doc's reaction, he's not real happy with that call.
Yeah, I'm thinking he didn't agree with the look of that, but it was clearly an offensive foul, right? Right?
I haven't said anything.
I noticed.
He said clearly. Clearly for us on 4 replays.
And the Bucks have regained the lead as Ray Allen drops it inside. Allen, 5 of 7, has 12 points in the first half. He is carrying the offensive load once again for the Bucks. Armstrong with a ball fake steps inside. This is the jumper. Scotty Williams to Cassell. Sam pulls up quickly and hits it again. Cassell. What a danger of offensive player is. He's 5 out of 8 tonight. Averaged 18 points a game in the regular season to go with his 7.5 assists. McGrady's going to pull up for the jumper. Didn't get it again. Cassell with the rebound, but he's knocked down. And that's going to be on Bo Outlaw. And that'll be his second.
One of those fouls you don't mean, but when they happen, they hurt because the team is in bonus. They get the opportunity to go to the free throw line. They're sending an excellent free throw shooter to the line for 2 opportunities.
There have been 4 ties, 6 lead changes, and neither team has led by more than 5 points in this game. And as you see, it's very close in the field goal percentage also. Monday night on TNT, Game 4 between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern Time. The Timberwolves made the series 2-1 today with a 93-84 win over the Spurs.
Now, your 3 premier players that get the majority of the shots on your team when they do get fouled, and I'm talking about Robinson, Allen, and Cassell, all they do is go to the line and shoot 82, 89, and 86 from the foul line. So you pick up a few extra points.
Troy Hudson tried to drive on Cassell and had it stripped, and Doliak has to commit the foul on the breakaway, and that's the 3rd foul on Doliak. Troy Hudson trying to penetrate, get inside, but veteran Sam Cassell. It's too much for him. Cassell's in his 8th year, by the way, from Florida State. Coming up on the AT&T halftime report, EJ and Kenny will have scores and highlights from today's action. Where's Barkley? Yep, playing golf probably.
He had an appointment. Had to show up 2 times.
He gets all the breaks. 50-44, Bucks with the biggest lead by either team in this game with 49 seconds to go in the half. Armstrong has Scotty Williams on it, directing traffic, now draws the double team. Hudson gets it back out to Armstrong. This is the 3, and here comes the puck. No, it's stolen by Hudson and grabbed back by Darvin Ham. Sam Cassell left all alone. It's going to be Orlando ball off Glenn Robinson. 18 seconds to go in the first half as Amici comes back on the floor. And Doliak will sit down. Doliak is carrying 3 fouls and has not been much of a factor. He does have 4 points, 3 rebounds. Does Doliak. And the Magic get a timeout with 16 seconds in the half. It's only a 20-second timeout. Now they're making it a full timeout, and we'll be right back to Orlando. It remained just a 20-second timeout, which gave us 30 seconds of time with you.
How can that be? It's a 20-second timeout when we got 30 seconds of time.
Only in the magic world of television.
Is that what computers have done for us now?
Exactly. Computers can distort time. 15 seconds in the half. Bucks by 6. Looking for the last shot. Allen defending Troy Hudson. Doesn't get it to fall. Hudson lost his balance and went down and could not get the shot off. And the Bucks at halftime with a 6-point lead. Milwaukee outscored Orlando 9-0 in the last 3 minutes. And Doc Rivers is still looking for somebody to step up. Tracy McGrady having for him an off night. He's 4 of 11 for 11 points in this first half of play. And let's go to Cheryl Miller.
Ray, obviously the team didn't shoot the ball particularly well. A couple of your big guys get into early foul trouble, but you guys had some success in the second quarter.
Oh, yeah. We're still playing well. Not as well as we hope, but, you know, the game is going well for us.
What do you do in the second quarter to get Glenn Robinson going?
We got to pass the ball around. I think Sam is holding the ball a little bit too long. I am. Lindsey's doing the same thing. You know, we need to just pass and let Glenn get in the game.
All right, good luck in the second half. Let's go back to you, Bob.
Thanks, Cheryl. Glenn Robinson has only 4 points in the game. And yes, you're right, he's not getting many opportunities. It's 50-44 Milwaukee, and let's go directly to Atlanta and Ernie Johnson.
Let's over here and see what kind of audio we can find. Maybe we'll pick up a foreign radio station or something here. It's 50-44. Ray Allen and the Bucks on top by a half dozen.
Welcome back to Orlando. Beautiful day here in Central Florida. We're inside the TD Waterhouse Center, where the Milwaukee Bucks have a 6-point halftime lead. This is game 3 in the best of 5. Bucks up 2-0. The last gasp for the Orlando Magic. Well, there have been 7 lead changes, 5 ties in the ball game, and the Bucks closed the half with a 9-0 run to take the 6-point lead. But other than that, generally speaking, an even game.
I think Doc Rivers goes in at halftime, even though he's down on the scoreboard. There's so many things that he can point to his team. First of all, Tracy McGrady did not have an explosive first half like we've seen him play in games 1 and 2. We expected somebody else to step up. Really, the guys he was counting on didn't step up. We saw Darrell Armstrong reappear after, really struggling because of the groin injury, and that they've held their own basically on the glass, only a 27-24 advantage rather than the pounding that they had been taking. One area, Bob, that really hurt the Magic is turnovers. During the season, they averaged just 15 turnovers per game. They only had a total of 20 after the first 2 games. They got 13 here already.
And Cheryl Miller is with Doc. We'll find out about the second half with the Magic.
Doc, first half, neither team really shut the ball particularly well. Just your thoughts about how the first half went.
Well, I thought we were lucky, being down 6. We were in such a rush, Cheryl. The good part of the energy was nice. And, the guys, they're here. They want to win this game. They haven't thought about vacation, and that's key. But our pace is way too quick. We're taking quick shots, and I think that's hurting us.
Tracy McGrady, 11 points. A lot of perimeter shots in the first half. Would you like to see him take it to the basket a little more in the second?
Yeah, I would. As a matter of fact, the first thing I said in the locker room by everyone, we are a jump shooting team, but guys, we can drive the ball. That's okay. I think we'll do better, and I think you'll see a big Tracy in this second half.
All right, thanks a lot, Doc. Good luck in the second half. Let's go back to you, Bob. Mike?
And we're underway. 6-point Bucks advantage. Orlando begins with possession of the ball. Mark Pope starting off on McGrady as he did to begin this ball game. Mike Miller gets Ray Allen in the air, misses the jumper. Outlaw gets the rebound inside to de Klerk, who gets his own offensive board and puts it back home.
Orlando needs a couple runs here, Bob. A couple stops, fast break, steal, block shot to get the crowd back involved. They're still trying to get back from the refreshment stand upstairs. They don't notice that this team is missing that extra excitement, help that they can give them. Ray Allen is down.
And they're going to call the foul on Mike Miller.
His third first team foul.
Well, I think looked like he got hit in the eye or the bridge of the nose, and the physicality statement has been made to begin the second half. Oh, wow. Got a little slap across the bridge.
That was supposed to be a deflection for the basketball. Instead, it's the bridge of the nose.
Ray Allen on the curl inside. He just had Mike Miller stuck to the floor. Miller opens, steps in for the jumper. Miller looking very tentative. Tried to hit Glenn Robinson. McGrady steps into the passing lane with the ball, and Tracy goes inside and gives it to DeClercq for the jam. 2 jam baskets for DeClercq to begin this second half. And it's Bucks by 4.
That's what you want to do, get Ray Allen mad to start off the second half. Hit him in the nose, potentially damaging his film career. So now he goes up with the first jumper on him.
And he's one of the guys who has a film career. McGrady blocks Robinson. He's blocked him several times in this young series. They're going to post McGrady. Kicks it to Armstrong. Back to Miller. The defense extending beautifully. Shot clock to 6. McGrady gets inside, and he's fouled. Scott Williams grabbed it.
He's not supposed to be able to get through there. Scott Williams made that rotation on the baseline to stop him somehow. McGrady moves to his right a little bit, steps through the opening, draws the contact, goes to the foul.
Yeah, McGrady was only 4 of 11 in the first half. 3 out of 4 from the line, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, total 11 points. Pretty good line score for most, but not Tracy McGrady. Let's look at tonight's American Express leaderboard. The leading scorers in the playoffs coming into this game, Tracy McGrady. Allen Iverson had, 32 points today, so he's averaging 31, as is Reggie Miller, and Malone at 29-7. It is a 3-point Bucks lead, 10-11 to go, third quarter. Milwaukee hoping to close out. They're going to take a vote after this game if Milwaukee wins. Robinson hits the 3. He had only 4 points in the entire first half and has 3 here on that shot. Milwaukee's going to take a vote if they win this game on whether or not to spend a couple of days here in Central Florida before going back to Milwaukee. They don't play again until next Sunday against the Hornets if they win this game. McGrady's turnaround goes down, and that's a big question whether it's a 4-point Bucks lead.
Incentive for the team. Win, and we can stay here a couple more days.
And the steal from Armstrong. And it's a 2-point Bucks lead. Cassell backing in on Armstrong. Goes to that baseline he loves so well. Cassell has 13.
He just takes his time, gets to where he wants to get to on the floor, and then shoots it over the top of it.
Grady driving inside. Pope got a hand on it in the steal. Way out in front to Scotty Williams. It's blocked, but the foul on DeClercq. That's 3 on DeClercq.
Looks like up on top, DeClercq gets ball. From this angle, though, it's hard to see. And actually, it's just a handle that McGrady loses. Pope is just running alongside of him. Now, DeClercq seems to get ball, but body is what hits Williams from behind.
Williams had only 2 points in the first half and 4 rebounds, only took 2 shots. That's his first free throw of the game.
From that new big 3 that you came up with.
Yeah, they're killing me.
He scored a total of 6 points.
Yeah, how big are they in the first half? We've manned them. We've made them into a group.
They have a cult following now. They only come up with 6 points combined in the first half.
Robinson tried another 3, and DeClercq gets the rebound. 5-point Bucks lead.
McGrady, besides doing everything else, just took time to tell the young man under the basket with the sweeper, come out here, we have a wet spot on the floor, as he was dribbling it up the floor.
Outlaw gets it inside as Robinson tried to step in front and steal the pass, and now it's a 3-point Bucks lead. They led by 6 at the break. Ray Allen drives and kicks to Scotty Williams. It goes, and Williams goes down. So count the basket, give the foul to Andrew DeClerc. And he has 4.
Clerk seems to get going so hard that he can't stop himself. The lob pass over the top. Glenn Robinson goes to the steal, misses. And you go for a steal around the basket and miss. If your teammates aren't there to cover on the rotation, it's an easy layup.
Williams does not convert the three-point opportunity. It's a 5-point Bucks lead, 8:12 to go, third quarter. McGrady bringing the ball down. It's been all McGrady so far here. Outlaw getting in deep on Williams. Kicks to Darrell Armstrong. The drive stripped. That's the 14th turnover. Make it the 15th turnover of this game. For the Magic, they average only 15. Scott Williams bothered by the shot. Loose ball gathered by Miller. McGrady tried to drive on Pope, and Ray Allen stepped in to stop it. 8 on the shot clock. Excellent Milwaukee defense. 5. Armstrong gets inside, and it drops. And Darrell has 14.
That's hard work to get a basket like that. A lot of hard work.
Cassell misses the long-range jump shot, and we're, look out, Outlaw and Cassell. Bad place for Sam right in front of the bench, and now here's Scott Williams and McGrady. Look out. If this gets any worse, they could get ejected. And Orlando, Doc Rivers has to be breathing deeply, hoping that McGrady doesn't get an ejection here. Calmer minds have prevailed. So they're going to sort this out. Scotty Williams still burning.
It had kind of subsided for a second from the initial grabbing of each other's jerseys, and then Darrell Armstrong comes running in and grabs Scott Williams from behind to pull him out of the pack. And watch, initially it's a shoving, grabbing, and that's where it's ending right there. Scott Williams tries to come in and be the enforcer to break it up. They don't need him there, and now there's Darrell Armstrong trying to pull Williams away, and that's what ignites the whole thing over again.
Then Robinson steps in to get a shot at Tracy McGrady. Robinson's been wanting that shot. There's the Armstrong. There comes Robinson.
Well, Robinson's frustrated because he's seen more Spalding come back at him from rejections.
Yeah, Glenn is 2 of 6. McGrady's been blocking his shots and clamping him down defensively. You know, at the beginning, before this game, in the days off, it was McGrady calling Robinson a puppy dog, said he wasn't the big dog any longer. These two teams have not been friendly. It's been a physical series. Bennett Salvador over to explain.
Glenn Robinson, Scott Williams. We got technical fouls over here. McGrady. Who are the other 2 on over here? McGrady. Armstrong. And Bo Outlaw.
Boy, they really built up the kitty with that, huh? 3 from each side, technical fouls, fine money goes in. If there's anybody else, they're going to make them take tickets so they can remember whose names they're trying to give there. Again, here it starts out an issue, just tugging on each other. Scott Williams should stay out of it. They don't need him there. Now Armstrong should stay out of it. They don't need him there. Then it escalates again because now Robinson comes in and shoves McGrady.
So it's Cassell, Robinson, and Williams getting technicals for Milwaukee. McGrady, Outlaw, and Armstrong. And the personal foul goes on Sam Cassell. This sounds like hockey. Gonna have a lot of time in the penalty box.
This becomes offsetting now because there were 3 technicals on the one team, 3 technicals on the other team. So as a result, they take the ball out of bounds and they play on.
And as I said, Sam Cassell picked up the personal foul.
Just imagine if this was hockey, you'd have 3 guys from each team in the penalty box. It would be a 2-on-2 game right now.
Yeah, pretty exciting. Garrity hit as he shot. Robinson knocks him down.
Bo Outlaw ran over to help him up. The first thing Garrity said, "Can I make it?"
Garrity, who has been stroking it from the perimeter, has not been doing it in this game. He has no points in his limited minutes. Played 9 minutes. So he'll get an opportunity here to shoot 3 free throws.
Garrity just 1 for 2 coming into this game tonight from the foul line. And as Robinson tries to close out, he extends, gets a little too much of the body and leg. Now the 3 free throw attempts.
It's a 2-point game. A 1-point game. With this one, Garrity would tie it at 60. The last hurrah for the Orlando Magic. They don't win tonight, they go on vacation. Milwaukee wins, they may go on vacation a couple of days before getting ready for Charlotte. I told you they're going to take a vote on whether to stay down here in Central Florida for a while. It finally goes in. That's the old shooter's roll. It's tied at 60. That's got the crowd back in it. Cassell bursts underneath. Outlaw rips the rebound away. Cassell ties him up.
And it happens to be the same 2 guys that started the whole thing before.
So Outlaw and Cassell will jump it.
Block shot, piece, and now the tie-up and resulting jump ball.
You know, when it's wartime in the playoffs, I want Cassell with me.
Sam Cassell basically just took the violation, tipped the ball up on purpose as the referee threw it in the air so that Orlando wouldn't get a chance for any fast break opportunities. He said, "Okay, good. I'll give it to you in the backcourt. Take it out and bring it up."
I remember when Sam Cassell came into his own in those days with the Houston Rockets. That's when he became the star that he is now. McGrady still struggling from the perimeter, and McGrady is now 5 of 13. Ray Allen draws the double team. That leaves Tim Thomas open. Rebound McGrady, but he lost the handle, and Thomas comes back with it. Cassell to Robinson, tipped into the hands of Garrity. Armstrong out front. D. Brown, who just came into the game, missed the 3 off the break, and back come the Bucks. Cassell fakes the 3 inside Scott Williams, and 1. D. Brown got him.
We saw D. Brown miss that open jump shot, but for some reason, I thought he might be that X factor that Doc Rivers was looking for tonight. That guy to give him a big game coming off the bench. He missed his first jumper. This time, let's go.
The NBA playoffs on TNT, brought to you by Budget, who has a variety of great rental cars for people who like renting great cars. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. It's in the NBA. Is it in you?
Bucks up 2. 5:56 to go in the 3rd quarter from the TD Waterhouse Center. That little skirmish a moment ago got the crowd back in it.
Did you think I was excited a moment ago?
You sounded excited. Yes,
I was excited. Heating up. Crowd's back into it again. Got a 62-60 game.
You like it when it's physical. That's all I can say. That's the way you coach. That's the way you announce. You're a physical announcer.
Thank you. First time I've been called that, by the way. Physical announcer.
Well, you've been posting me all night. And I've called 3 technicals on this. Williams is now 7 and 5 rebounds. And it's 3-point Bucks lead.
Bob, when D. Brown turns this game around, I want you to remember that. But I said he was the one that was going to be the factor.
Yeah, okay. So far, he's turned it around the wrong way. Garrity gets the 3. That's the first success offensively he's had all night, except for the 3 free throws, so he now has 6.
Maybe I meant to say Pat Garrity.
Yeah, I got it all on tape. Doc Robinson, Glenn Robinson getting it inside. He's just having a nightmare. Tim Thomas can't control it. Darrell Armstrong to McGrady. Garrity stepping back out there. He loves it outside that white stripe. Outlaw defended by Glenn Robinson. D. Brown. Mike's guy misses. My guy rebounds. Here's Garrity. Another three. Like I said, Pat Garrity's going to be the difference in this game. Magic by 3. And the crowd is now, many of them on their feet here at the TD Waterhouse Center. Jarrett, 9 points in the quarter, 3 free throws and 2 triples. Allen pulled up, loose ball, kicked out, Outlaw, corralled by Darrell Armstrong. Armstrong playing with so much heart. D. Brown misses the 3. Rebound Armstrong. McGrady's going to try the 3. Outlaw tried to keep it alive. It will belong to Milwaukee. Well, Doc said in the halftime interview with Sherrill, I know we're a jump shooting team.
Well, they're getting them up there, but you know what they're doing right now? They're playing with more effort right now. And we see the offensive rebounds, an advantage, something they haven't had for Orlando on the offensive board.
Here's Cassell with the ball fake. Not this time. McGrady tips it out, but Cassell runs it down. He tried it again. I think Armstrong got a piece of it. McGrady and Cassell tie it up. And who's down? Is that Allen?
Tim Thomas
is down. Tim Thomas in the paint went down. Remember, he had a separated shoulder and a back strain from game number 1. Tim Thomas down flat. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll check on the condition of Tim Thomas when we return. All right, we're back. Orlando with a 6-point lead. Tim Thomas went down hard. Here's how it happened.
Thomas, while he's up in the air, Garrity moves underneath. Whether he intentionally does it, but let's listen to what happens.
Thomas, after laying there a long time during that break, just exploded up and threw his towel over to the sideline and then walked over to the bench. So we don't know the serious nature of that injury or not. Remember, he did have the dislocated shoulder and a sore back already. Robinson gets inside McGrady. Kicks it out to Ray Allen, who hits the jumper, quieting the crowd. Allen has 17. That stopped a 9-0 run by Orlando. All the points scored by Garrity. Grady gets it inside. He's got 16. Will McGrady heat up now? Who missed Scotty Williams? Bo Outlaw had his back turned to it.
That's just communication on defense, not understanding where everyone is on the floor. You have to know who you're playing.
McGrady goes to the rack again. It's tipped away. McGrady goes down hard. 10 on the shot clock.
Yeah, and McGrady is mad because Darvin Ham hit him from behind hard, and it looked to me like it was an intentional shot at McGrady to try and pay back to Tim Thomas.
Garrity misses, and Outlaw tips it in. 73-68, Magic by 5. Williams with Outlaw in his face, nowhere to go. And we had to get a 20-second call by 22nd timeout by Scotty Williams. Well, the Magic are playing with a lot of heart here. They are outmanned. There's no question about that. But they lead it by 5 with 2:21 to go in the quarter.
Let's go back to McGrady driving to the basket. Watch from behind. Darvin Ham come from behind. And here, he goes after him hard with that left arm. It's tough to see the angle from behind, but Ham comes over the top with the right hand. Left arm goes into McGrady's back and drives him into Scott Williams.
Let's go to Sherrill real quick. Sherrill.
Well, Bob and Mike, if you remember in game 1 in the 4th quarter, Tim Thomas took a similar fall, which resulted in him having an acute back strain. Well, it's the same lower back that has been bothering him. They do not know whether or not he will return. I will keep you updated.
Thank you, Cheryl. That was an incredible hustle play right there by Darrell Armstrong to keep it alive for Orlando.
You didn't mention, Bob, that D. Brown came up with the rebound.
D. Brown,
Thank you.
came up with the rebound. Here is McGrady's pull-up jumper goes down. It's 75-68 Orlando. McGrady with 18. Trying to defend Robinson. Running him on that play. 10 on the shot clock for Cassell. He's going to pull up with a jumper. Unbelievable. No conscience. That's a gunslinger at work. Cassell has 15. Darvin Ham playing McGrady. Now Robinson. And one.
Think about what's happened now. Since the contact, hitting McGrady from behind, driving him into the teammate, McGrady got up off the ground, went to the official, and told him to watch for that. We've seen McGrady now play with a different fire, a different excitement, producing points all of a sudden here.
Different fireworks. McGrady has 20 in the game, 9 in this quarter. The foul is on Glenn Robinson, his third. Orlando's biggest lead, 78-70. Minute 19 to go in the third. Lindsey Hunter running the show for Milwaukee. Irvin Johnson also into the ballgame with McCaffrey, Seth Thomas, and Ray Allen. Allen has it blocked by Bo Outlaw. It's 3 on 1. Outlaw missed the opportunity for the throwdown, and Darrell Armstrong wishes he had it back, and so does that man.
Well, the intentions are good. Nobody plays harder than these two guys. Armstrong just gets it up a little bit too high. Bo Outlaw can't find the handle.
Tim Thomas, after going down hard, is right back in here, driving on McGrady. Rebound Irvin Johnson. He couldn't get it. Jason Caffey stays with it. He's fouled by Outlaw. The offensive rebounding really strong for Milwaukee. They have Caffey, Tim Thomas, and Irvin Johnson inside.
Well, here's the lob pass going out of bounds right now, and here's the reaction from Doc Rivers. Patience. Patience, coach.
Isn't it funny? You turn back the clock just a few years ago.
Yeah.
You would have been saying, patience, Doc.
Hey, patience, Mike, I would have been saying.
Caffey hits the free throw, cuts the lead to 7 with 39 seconds in the third period.
That's right. That was Doc throwing a few of those to Dominique flying into the ring.
I think so.
Dominique used to catch most of them, though. No matter where you throw it.
You couldn't throw it too high. 78-72. Now the lead cut to 6 with 37 seconds to go in the third quarter.
You know, Dominique lives down in this Orlando area along with his brother Gerald Wilkins. And, well, he was something special, wasn't he? I had the honor of coaching both brothers, actually. Dominique in Atlanta, Gerald in Cleveland.
They retired Dominique's jersey at Atlanta this year. I was there. It was really emotional. And he's, you know, when you look at the Hawks, after they moved to Atlanta, the star has been Dominique Wilkins for all those years.
Okay.
Fans still want one.
Yes, yes.
You know, bring us a Dominique. Well, I got news.
There's a lot of people looking for another Dominique.
Darrell Armstrong with the free throw, 79-72. Troy Hudson comes in for your man, D. Brown. You know, how can he carry the game if he's on the bench?
Well,
your substitution, your rotation is not working.
I still think there's time.
16 for Darrell Armstrong. What a gutty performance tonight. McGrady on Cassell now. Cassell is fouled out on the floor, and the foul's going to be called against Garrity, his second. Garrity was holding on to Jason Caffey, and Jason goes to the free throw line. Caffey, 67% free throw shooter. Monday night on TNT. It's Game 4 between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern Time. Timberwolves got the victory today, 93-84. A couple of other scores from today, in case you missed them. Dallas beat Utah, taking that series from 2 games to 1. Utah in front. That was a 94-91. And Philadelphia beat Indiana, 92-87. That series also at 2-1. Philadelphia leading. 6-point Magic lead with an opportunity for the final shot of this third quarter. Bucks led by 6 at the half. McGrady, having trouble handling the ball, gets rid of it to Hudson, who misses everything. Well, that wasn't exactly a productive possession, mainly because McGrady lost the handle. Orlando outscored Milwaukee 36-24 in that third quarter. McGrady now with 21, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals, and those are becoming Tracy McGrady numbers. Back for the final 12 minutes from the TD Waterhouse Center in just a moment. Tonight's budget rent-a-car fast break. Take a look at these numbers. Milwaukee 19-12. Orlando shooting the ball better. Free throws getting a little closer, but the second chance points have been really big. And here are our officials, Bennett Salvador and Joe Forte, sorting out all those fouls.
We got Outlaws, Darrell, and McGrady. Armstrong and McGrady. We got Rivers, we know. Over here, we got Williams, Cassell, and who's the other one? Robinson. Officials kind of sorting it out so they know who stands with technical fouls, because remember, if there's another one given, that guy's out of the game, gone for the night. It's kind of a review, so somebody has to have a quick trigger, so to say.
McGrady punches it away from Thomas, then knocks it out of bounds. What great hustle from McGrady. On the billboards around Orlando, the slogan of this team all year has been heart and hustle. They've been showing that tonight, leading by 6.
Now, this may sound like I'm trying to promo D. Brown, but it does. You notice he's back on the floor again. You know the reason why? Not for his offense. He's done a relatively good job guarding Ray Allen.
That foul's on Outlaw as he knocks Cassell down, and Outlaw now with 4 personal fouls and 11:36 to go in the game. Cassell back to the free throw line. Sam has 15 points, only 3 of 5 from the line tonight.
Very reminiscent of what happened this afternoon with Utah. On the road, hang around, stay close enough, give yourself a chance to win the game at the end, and Utah almost pulled it out today. Well, we see Milwaukee hanging around, staying close enough, see what happens at the end.
Inside to McGrady. Nice 2-man game with Armstrong and McGrady. And Tracy has 23. He's averaging 34 in the playoffs thus far, leading all scorers. Cappy trying to drive, shooting over Garrity. Rebound Outlaw. Outlaw has 12 boards.
Well, thinking about it, isn't that kind of the story with San Antonio today? Also in Minnesota, right there at the end with a chance.
McGrady has 25. 84-76. Magic matched their biggest lead of the game of 8. And Tracy McGrady has hit his last 5 shots. D. Brown defending Ray Allen. Allen's going to pull up for the jumper. No. Armstrong nearly stole that rebound from Cappy. Tim Thomas spinning inside, and that's 5 on Bo Outlaw. And look at Tim Thomas, after going down so hard with that back, very active inside. He earned that trip for the free throw line.
That's a big, big foul on Bo Outlaw. Doc Rivers has a big decision to make here as Tim Thomas really asserts himself. He turns in and Outlaw is trying to recover. The contact was incidental, but it was contact. The toughness foul on Bo Outlaw.
And Andrew DeClerc will replace Outlaw with 10:22 to go in the game. Outlaws only got 6 points, but 12 rebounds.
Yeah, but he does other things. He comes and gets a block shot every now and then. He's a pretty tough defender. He's a good piece for the entire puzzle.
84-78 Magic, 10:18 to go. They're going to keep going to Tracy while he's hot. Not this time. Rebound Sam Cassell.
Well, remember, he had 20 straight points for us. We gave number 2. Why not get it back in his hand?
Had 10 consecutive there until that miss. Clerk steps out. Tim Thomas comes in to Clerk, blocked the shot, and took the ball. Big play by Andrew DeClerk, 84-78 Magic. Trying to stay alive. Bucks up 2 games to none. Ray Allen defending McGrady. Shot clock to 10. To Armstrong. Shot clock to 5. Back to McGrady. Shot clock to 3. Tough shot from the baseline. And it rolls in. Do you believe that?
McGrady had to turn to his bench and smile. Even he got a chuckle on that one because he knew he was just getting it up there. There was 1 second left on the 24-second clock. When it's going good, sometimes it really goes well.
Cassell with the penetration, and he's fouled by McGrady on the drive. That's the 3rd on Tracy.
Shot clock right now is at 2-1. He just launches it. Look at that bounce on the far side of the rim. Hits a couple of times, rolls around. Grant Hill knew it was good. Oh, away.
Just think of next year, Grant Hill and Tracy McGrady playing together. There's Tracy's numbers, 11 of 21 now, 5 of 7 from the line, 27 points. 10 on the shot clock for the Bucks. Robinson gets Tracy McGrady airborne, missed the jumper. McGrady comes away with the tip from not
D. Brown.
Oh, yeah. Brown. Triple! The Czar is on fire. And so is D. And the crowd up on their feet, an 11-point lead.
Take a look at how D. Brown got open. Tracy McGrady advancing the basketball. Here's Darrell Armstrong running down the floor. Here's D. Brown trailing from behind. He's eventually going to wind up over here with the shot. As they come down, Armstrong sneaks behind Glenn Robinson. Here's the rear screen. Robinson doesn't know it's there. Lindsey Hunter is going to move up to play the basketball. D. Brown says, nobody's got me. I'm going to the open spot. Wide open, D. Brown finally knocks one down after missing his first 3 jump shots, which were wide open.
Orlando has 4 triples in this half, 6 of 17 in the game. Milwaukee 3 of 15. Those are your fourth quarter stats. An 11-point Magic lead. Tim Thomas gets inside, and he's going to be fouled by Andrew DeClerk. And how about the rebounding total? Orlando 3 rebounds better than Milwaukee. And remember, coming into this ball game, it was totally lopsided Bucks there.
Well, we had said that the big 3 were not having the same types of games they had in previous games. And you know, between them, they have 15 rebounds combined between the 3 big men. I'm talking about Scott Williams, Irvin Johnson, and Jason Tackett.
Tim Thomas, with that score back and all, has 9 points, although he's 1 of 7 from the floor. 89-80 Magic, 8:32 to go in the game. A lot of time. And we'll see what effect Tracy McGrady throws up an air ball nearly off the backboard. See what effect Bo Outlaw's absence will mean. Tim Thomas pulls up and hits the 3. It was an 11-point Magic lead. It's now down to 6.
Now's when Orlando must execute, get themselves a high percentage shot, try to get to the free throw line to stop the momentum of the Bucks. If you're on the other bench, you're saying, here's where we have to get a stop. We're right back in the game again.
Tracy McGrady gets into the corner to D. Brown. Go back and tell me when when you started on his bandwagon? When did you jump on that?
When Doc Rivers said to me, we talked this morning, that someone else has to step up, and he went through Garrity, and he went through Armstrong coming back, and then the one guy's name he didn't mention was Dee Brown. I've seen this guy go through strings of making 6 out of 7 and light another team up. I just said, you know what, maybe it's Dee Brown's turn.
Okay, you have ESPN. I almost said ESPN, but I don't want to say that. Cappy picked up his personal foul. You have some kind of extrasensory something. It's 92-83, Magic by 9 with 7:29 to go. Lindsey Hunter defending Darrell Armstrong. Armstrong looking lively and quick despite the injuries. McGrady. Armstrong, shot clock to 7. Darrell's pull-up jumper won't fall. Rebound, Caffey. Tim Thomas to Caffey. DeClerc. If that's DeClerc, and I think it is. Yes, it is. He's out of there. And Bo Outlaw has to come back in, carrying 5 with 7 minutes to go in the game.
If you're Milwaukee right now, it's the best thing that can happen for you. You have an opportunity to put points on the scoreboard with the clock stopped. Still plenty of time. 7 minutes remaining here. Going to the free throw line, down just 9 points.
Caffey has 7 points. They're all from the line. He's 0 for 5 from the floor. Tomorrow on NBC, a triple header. Game 1, the Knicks meet the Raptors, followed by the Kings and Suns, followed by the Lakers and Blazers. Coverage begins at noon Eastern Time.
All right, Bob, I'm going to make you a coach right now. Here's the decision I need from you. Andrew DeClerc is fouled out. 7 minutes remaining. You're up in the game 7 points, and Outlaw has 5 fouls. Do you bring him back now, or do you try and buy another minute or 2 by bringing Amici back in the game?
I'd buy another minute or 2 and bring Amici in.
Well, obviously that's why you're not coaching Doc's team, because Doc decided to bring back Outlaw now. And this is a big gamble for Doc Rivers, because if he gets his 6th foul, he's gone also.
Yeah, but I've got a lot more experience. This is Doc's first playoff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just keep that in mind. 92-85 Magic. Dee Brown, another one. You have impressed me. That's all I can say. Dee Brown, you know, I expect that. He's the pro player, but your identification of his potential contribution has been amazing. Dee has 9 points all this quarter. It's a 10-point Magic lead. Robinson gets inside. That shot was challenged by Garrity, and the rebound goes to the Magic. They have been out-rebounding Milwaukee in this game.
Well, Glenn Robinson has really been effective. He is so leery of McGrady, wherever McGrady's coming from, but even on the open shots.
McGrady grabbed at his face just a moment, and Tim Thomas stepped back. McGrady then took it inside, and then he really got hit. That's Glenn Robinson's 4th personal.
McGrady goes by Thomas. Robinson's the next man right there to slap in the face. He backs up. Thomas goes for the steal, and then Robinson wants to make sure there's no easy layup. Put him on the line. Make him make 2 free throws.
T-Mac is 5 of 7 at the line, 27 points. Make it 28. As I said, Glenn Robinson now with 4 personals in the game. Robinson 7 points, 2 for 9 from the floor, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. It has been a nightmare in these first 3 games for Glenn Robinson. McGrady gets them both. 12-point Magic lead. That's their biggest of the game.
Milwaukee just shooting 35% from the floor.
Tim Thomas defended by Garrett. 7 on the shot clock. Thomas powering it inside. That was a tough shot by Tim Thomas. He has stepped up big here. He has 14 points in 23 minutes off the bench. Will of 4 rebounds.
Talk about the team that Milwaukee has on the floor right now. Your center is either Tim Thomas or Glenn Robinson, whichever one you want to call your center out on the floor.
McGrady, low post, spinning and turning. He's fouled as he turns around. McGrady taking over the game. That's on Ray Allen, his 2nd personal. So D. Brown has stepped in here and lit it up from beyond the arc. Timeout Orlando. The crowd on their feet. Throughout this series, Milwaukee has out-rebounded Orlando, which has been one of the big differences, plus 17, plus 12. But here, Orlando, 42-40 rebounding. Not only that, but the bench for Orlando that's been struggling in the first two games comes up with 36 points, Mike.
Big thing for the Magic, the big three for them. Their frontline guys holds a 22-16 advantage on the big three from Milwaukee, and Darrell Armstrong chips in with 8 rebounds from the point guard position. So huge factor in why the rebound totals have such a big swing in this game.
Darrell Armstrong has 16 points. He has the 8 rebounds and 3 assists tonight. And there was a question yesterday as to whether or not Darrell could go. He has not only the sprained groin, but also strained abdominal muscles. McGrady gets them both. 99-87, 5:22 to go. Tracy has 31. He had 33 points in game 1, 35 in game 2. He's broken 30 again here tonight. Thomas misses. Robinson couldn't get it. It was tipped by McGrady, who came down on his ankle. Let's see if he's all right. McGrady struggling up the floor. Inside to Outlaw, carrying his 5 fouls. He goes to the reverse and lays it in. 101-87 Orlando. Are these the same two teams that we saw in Milwaukee?
Nice to come back home, isn't it?
Ray Allen is fouled and counts the basket. D. Brown got him.
Well, Ray Allen worked hard for that. D. Brown did a good job initially taking away Ray Allen's shot. Instead, he came back to the middle of the floor. And then here we see the great elevation up over the top. Brown trying to challenge it. A little too much effort in the contact.
Remember when you asked me about Outlaw and Amici, and I said keep Outlaw in the game? It's paying off.
Oh, so wait a minute now. So you are ready then to step onto someone's sideline to take over? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm just the spin doctor. That's all I can say. Outlaw working inside, blocked by Robinson. It gets Tim Thomas out on the wing. Garrity tried everything he could to do to stop him, and Thomas took it hard to the rack, and now it's back to a 9-point Magic lead.
You saw Bo Outlaw have to make a decision there. Should I go up and challenge that shot with 5 personal fouls or just give him that layup?
McGrady's got 31, 10 on the shot clock. Darvin Ham in his face now. McGrady, Garrity, shot clock to 3. Garrity missing it. Magic by 9. Bucks making a run. Ray Allen gets the triple. It's now a 6-point game. 6 straight points. Cuts the lead from 12 to 6 with 3:49 to go.
Talk about things turning around quickly. Find the open man, get to the perimeter shooters behind the 3-point line, or else a problem.
And Allen has 23.
Let's go back a few moments ago and see an outstanding play by Glenn Robinson. Outlaw goes up. Robinson gets all over the ball, which in turn starts Tim Thomas out on the break. Outlaw has 5 fouls. Does he go up and challenge? No. Good decision. Backs away. Gives Thomas the 2 points.
And the Bucks on an 8-0 run the last minute. 7. 6 of those 8 coming from Ray Allen. Double team out high. Garrity now looking for McGrady. Can't find him. Garrity on the drive, the up and under. Big move by Pat Garrity. 3.5 to go in the game. Garrity has 14. Cassell drives inside, and Garrity's going to be called for the foul. That's his 3rd.
Give him a couple fakes. Get the shot blocker up in the air. Step back underneath. Get yourself a little 4-foot jumper.
Cassell now 6 out of 8 from the free throw line. Garrity's in his 3rd year from Notre Dame. He came from Phoenix with Danny Manning, 2 first-rounders for Penny Hardaway, you may recall.
Milwaukee, 38 free throw attempts. They've made 32 of 38. They have been an outstanding free throw shooting team the entire season.
Tracy McGrady misses. Outlaw rebounds. Another one of those offensive boards. 14 rebounds for Outlaw. 103-97. 3 minutes to go. Foul away from the ball down on the baseline. It's going to be on Darvin Ham, and that's his third. Both teams over the limit. McGrady will go to the line. Tracy with 31 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. He's 9 of 11 from the line. TNT, Game 4 between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern Time. Timberwolves got the victory today, beating San Antonio 93-84. McGrady, 12 points in the quarter, 33 in the game, and he'll continue to lead all scorers in the 2001 playoffs. Trying to turn the corner, couldn't do it. McGrady reached in there and got that rebound. The crowd's starting to sense a magic win, but I would caution there's 2:35 left. Shot clock to 6. Garrity. And the Bucks with a rebound.
You have to play the three-point line. You have 4 3-point shooters on the floor for Milwaukee. There's one of them.
And Glenn Robinson hits it. It's 105-100. Magic by 5. 2:11 to go in the game. The collar gets tight. Oh, Garrity had McGrady all alone underneath. Didn't see him. Shot clock at 10. McGrady trying to shoot over Ham. Sam Cassell. Darvin Ham fouled by McGarity, or Garrity. Let's see if they call it on him or Outlaw. Oh, they're going to give it on D. Brown. Neither one of them got it. That's the third on Brown. Magic by 5 with 1:46.
Sam Cassell keeps his head up. Darvin Ham running the floor hard. He knows his job is to just run straight down the middle of the floor. The other 4 guys are going to spot up behind the three-point line to try and make up this deficit. As a result of him running hard, basically to be an offensive rebounder on a miss, he's rewarded now with 2 free throw attempts.
Darvin Ham, only a 59% free throw shooter, gets this crowd quiet. 4-point Magic lead. They had led by as many as 13. Ham gets them both.
Now the shots become a little bit harder. With about 1.5 minutes remaining and just a 3-point lead, Tim Thomas runs up to double the basketball. Foul's called.
No, it's going to be a kick ball.
I'm sorry, kick ball.
You're forgiven. That's the first time
it was a foul on the ball, like kicking the ball. That's what I meant to say.
1:39 to go. Magic by 3. Tracy McGrady is fouled on the drive. It's on Darvin Ham. That's his 4th. And McGrady will once again go to the free throw line. He is 11 of 13 there tonight.
As he comes back to the middle, sees the seam, right there, Ham, a little bit too much chest and body on him. For the series, McGrady is 23 for 25 from the free throw line.
He's hit his last 8. Take it 9. What doesn't this young man have? He plays the defense, he rebounds, he can pass the ball and score. He's got the size. Mercy. McGrady's playoff high. He's had 33, 35, and 35 in these 3 games. Welcome back to the TD Waterhouse Center. There's the story on the timeouts. Neither team has a foul to give. Milwaukee with only one full remaining. Who do they go to?
I think in the timeout, what George Karl is lining up is the fact that he wants to get the best mismatch on him. Whoever McGrady is guarding, they're going to stay away from him. They don't want to go at McGrady on the defensive end of the floor.
Let's check in with Cheryl. Cheryl.
Well, Coach Karl, first of all, just say, guys, we don't need to settle for a quick three. Move the ball around offensively. Good ball. Let's move the defense side to side. If the three is there, take it. Otherwise, attack the basket, stop the clock, get to the free throw line.
Thanks, Cheryl. Up to a minute 30. Allen to a cutting Darvin Ham.
There's the quick two. Whether you get a 2 or a 3 or 3 or a 2, you needed 5 points. Instead, they got the 2, so they're 3 down. They understand the time and score.
McGrady with 35. Takes it inside, dishes to Outlaw, who's trapped on the baseline. Back to McGrady, to Darrell Armstrong. With 8 on the clock, Armstrong misses. And Robinson with a rebound. Magic by only 3. A minute to go in the game.
George Karl said, go push it. He wants to see what he can get in transition.
Cassell thought about the 3. Back to Allen. Cutting to the hoop. Robinson. It's a 1-point game. Robinson got inside Tracy McGrady. 49.4 to go. Timeout, Orlando.
That was an excellent cut by Robinson that time. A great pass to find him underneath, and then a little ball fake. Got McGrady to go by him, and then an easy dunk for Glenn Robinson.
How important was the Milwaukee timeout?
Go back a second ago, watch on the high pick and roll after the screen. Darvin Ham goes down the middle. Credit Ray Allen for being unselfish, finding his open teammate. And if we look on the off side of the floor, there's the cut by Robinson into the lane area. He loses McGrady, who turns his head. Little pump fake, easy score.
And how about it? Darvin Ham had not played in the first 2 games. He was quoted in the paper down here today saying, I understand. George Karl goes with who he does. I'll be ready if he needs it. He does need it. He comes in, and Ham has delivered 9 points.
You see that? Coach Cassell took over the early huddle. Then he got up out of the chair, and he let Coach Karl come back and take over the later part of the huddle.
Coming up on Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai, EJ and Kenny will talk to Paul Silas via satellite. They'll have scores and highlights from today's action and post-game reaction from Orlando. Charlotte, the first team to move on through to the second round.
We come down the stretch here now with 49 seconds remaining. Orlando has a full and a 20. Milwaukee just 1 full timeout. So Milwaukee right now in the huddle is talking about the fact that they're down only 1 point. They've got to get a defensive stop. They need a defensive rebound. Then they're going to go down and run whatever play George Karl told them to run. On the other end of the floor, Doc Rivers making sure everybody knows what spot they're in, who the ball is going to. Pretty good choice might be McGrady right now. Go back and put it in his hands, hoping that he can either create a shot for himself or, if he draws a lot of attention, sure George Karl covered that if he's going to dump McGrady or not. Perhaps he opens up the shot for a teammate.
Outlaw out, Joliak on the floor for the Magic. 44 seconds in the game. There's McGrady. Ham in his face. McGrady, tough shot inside, didn't get it. Rebound, Thomas. A chance for the Bucks to take the lead with 30 seconds left. Orlando led by as many as 13 in this quarter.
Milwaukee knew the play they wanted to run. They are not giving Orlando a chance to make a defensive adjustment in a timeout.
Robinson against McGrady, who's clamped him down this whole series. Not this time! And the Bucks have taken the lead, 108-107. 15 seconds remaining.
You talk about a huge shot that time. They came down and gave the ball to the guy that has had problems getting a shot off this entire series. 4 for 11 before that shot. Glenn Robinson hits the big jumper to put them up by 1. This was designed. They talked about this in the timeout, or Sam Cassell got it into him on the post-up because he was directing traffic out in front. Glenn Robinson with the fade and the size over the top of the outstretched arm of Tracy McGrady.
Well, 14 seems to be Robinson's number. He had 14 in game 1, 14 in game 2, and now 14 here. And remember what McGrady said in the off day. He said the big dog has become a puppy dog.
Those are, we lost 13 times in a row comments. Those are, we getting ready to get swept comments. Those are, we getting ready to go home for the summer comments. So, I mean, those are sore loser comments. So, but one thing you have to watch about comments is that people do read the paper and people do remember what you say. So, we'll see what happens. But hopefully we'll have a nice vacation present for them after the end of the game.
7 of Robinson's points have come here in the fourth period. They have triggered an 11-2 run by the Bucks in the last 2 minutes, 10 seconds. And now 15 seconds remains in the Orlando season unless they are able to come from the 1-point deficit.
Decision now, if the ball goes back into the hands of Tracy McGrady, are you going to try and play him straight up? How much help can you give? Because if he gives it to an open teammate on a double team, you got the game on the line.
See the time remaining in the lower right. McGrady goes inside, gets the basket, and one. Darvin Ham fouled him. Magic by a point with a free throw to come.
Orlando opened the floor up. They went to a 1-4, spread it wide. They let McGrady take it one-on-one against Darvin Ham. The rest of the Bucks, relatively speaking, stayed at home. They did not want to come and double and force him to give it up to anybody. He made him pay with the layup, and now a free throw attempt that could put him up by 2. The Magic bench loves it. Milwaukee will come right back with a timeout after this.
Very big free throw here for Tracy McGrady, who's 13 of 15 from the line tonight. He's got it. It's a 2-point Magic lead. 38 points for McGrady. 17 in the fourth quarter with 8.9 seconds remaining in the game.
Spread the floor. Put your shooters on the perimeter. Let the best guy with the basketball breaking people down. Have it in the middle. See if anybody comes to help. It's a scary feeling for Darvin Ham to be able to have to be able to play Tracy McGrady one-on-one when he's coming at you full speed with the game on the line.
Tim Thomas will inbound. Bucks out of timeouts. Orlando has a 20-second remaining. 8.9 seconds in the game. It's a 2-point Magic lead, and Lindsey Hunter has come on the floor for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Not quite the same pressure as it used to be as far as getting it inbounds, because you can go into the backcourt now.
Ray Allen driving past Armstrong. The jam over McGrady. It's tied at 110. Timeout. It's a 20. That's the last timeout that Orlando has, and they have 3.1 seconds, or we are headed for overtime.
Well, Ray Allen saw Tracy McGrady as he went to the basket. Give Ray Allen a lot of credit. His eyes are up. He knows that McGrady's going for the block. He is not going to put that ball up on the backboard or up in the air. He's going to finish it by putting the ball in his hand in the basket for the finish. Talk about trying to tie it up for your team. What a play by Ray Allen.
Big stars making big plays. McGrady answered by Allen, who has 25 points in the game. McGrady has 38.
Now, even though it's only a 20, this year the Magic have a choice of moving the ball to half court. They can advance it to half court on the 20 here at the end of the game.
And that's exactly what they're going to do with 3.5 seconds remaining.
That is a long time, 3.5 seconds. They may throw it from out of bounds right into McGrady in the post area.
Robinson on Garrity. Mike Miller is in the ball game. D. Brown will inbound.
Now they're playing front and behind McGrady, so they can't throw it directly in.
Mike Miller going to take a long run and misses everything. And we have overtime at the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando. The Magic led by 13 in the fourth quarter, and the Bucks came back and punctuated the comeback with the Ray Allen throwdown with 3.5 to go. The Stars make the big plays at the end. We're headed into 5 minutes of overtime, tied at 110. Here comes McGrady.
McGrady gives him the ball in the middle of the floor, finishes with his left hand, gets the foul, goes to the free throw line, and puts the Magic up 2. So now Ray Allen is given that side of the floor. They clear it. He finishes it. High score.
110-110. 5 minutes to play in overtime. Each team will receive 3 timeouts. Let's check the personal foul situation here on where we're having some troubles. Outlaw has 5. DeClerk has already fouled out, and nobody else for the Magic in any kind of foul trouble. Milwaukee 1-2 in overtime. Orlando 4-5. They've played 9 overtime games this year.
So does that make them the more experienced team?
Suddenly, just like that, from Milwaukee being the most experienced, the Magic are the Graybeards. Bo Outlaw gets it into the hands of McGrady. Garrity with the screen. McGrady just fighting it inside. The ball on the floor. Cassell comes up with it to Tim Thomas. Thomas drives on Garrity, who fouls him. That's 4 on Garrity. And how about the game from Tim Thomas? He went down earlier in the game on the floor right in front of where he's going to shoot the free throws and looked like he was out.
Well, you know, when he went down after looking at the replay, Bob, to me, the fear factor many times is the biggest concern. The player's up in the air, knows he lands, takes a hard spill, and maybe he thinks he's injured more than he really is at the time, so he kind of gathers himself back. I think that's what happened with Tim Thomas.
The Bucks take the 2-point lead with 4:30 to go in overtime. Darvin Ham is all over Tracy McGrady. As he spins to go to the hoop, Ham picks up the personal foul, and he has fouled out of the game.
Darvin's just trying to hold his ground against McGrady. McGrady too quick with the drop step. The foul is called.
So now who goes to Tracy? Irvin Johnson coming back into the game. So it'll be Johnson, Sam Cassell, Tim Thomas, Glenn Robinson, and Ray Allen on the floor for the Bucks. Inbounded by McGrady with 4:24 to go. Trailing by 2 in overtime. Now it's Tim Thomas on McGrady. D. Brown with the 3. 4 triples for D. Brown. Mike. I tip the hat. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
Ray Allen pulls up to the 3. Not this time. Rebound kept alive by Bo Outlaw, who's played a lot of minutes with 5 fouls.
That's the same Bo Outlaw who Doc Rivers had to make a decision on. Do I put him back with 7 minutes remaining and 5 fouls or not leave him on the bench? He put him back. He's still around.
McGrady missed it. Outlaw rebounded it out of bounds off Thomas. Magic ball, leading it 113-112. 3:42 to go in overtime. Going to McGrady on the other side this time against Tim Thomas. Takes it inside, finger roll. Look at that, McGrady got up and slapped at the ball to keep it alive, but Garrity fouls Sam Cassell. That's 5 on Garrity. Magic up a point. It'll simply be inbounded. Team fouls, 2 on the Magic, 1 on the Bucks.
After the miss, McGrady is right back up on the glass, trying to knock it free over the top of Glenn Robinson before the foul by Garrity.
And Cassell, as you see him all season long, getting that loose ball. Now taking it in the paint and scoring. Cassell gives the Bucks a 1-point lead. Sam has 21 tonight. McGrady's going to try the jumper. Garrity had the free opportunity and passed it up. Bucks by a point. Ray Allen trying to beat D. Brown off the dribble. The screen and roll. Cassell tried to kick it outside. Brown with a steal. the whistle. It's going to be on Irvin Johnson, and that's his third. Probably won't come into play in this game as far as being important. And we have a timeout charged to the Orlando Magic. 1 point Bucks lead, 2:23 to go in overtime. (114-113) with 2:23 to go in overtime. It's 114-113, and a lot of people thought the Magic had this ball game.
Well, if we go back in regulation time with 4:52 remaining, the score was 101-87. The Magic had a 14-point lead, and that's experience of being in the playoffs, knowing how to continue to play to hold that lead rather than playing scared, tentative basketball, which puts the other team back in the game, particularly a veteran team like Milwaukee.
Going to the horse. Out to Garrity. He hits a 2. He stepped just inside the line, but the Magic regain the lead by 1. 2 minutes to go in overtime. Garrity has 17 on 4 3-pointers, but that was only a 2. It's out of bounds off the Bucks. Milwaukee ball. No, it's Orlando ball, I should say. Out of bounds off Milwaukee. Coming up on Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai, EJ and Kenny. Talk to Paul Silas via satellite. Also scores and highlights from today's action and post-game reaction from here in Orlando. Magic by a point, 1:48 to go. McGrady gets down the middle of the lane. Tracy has 40 points. Magic by 3. This crowd getting all their money's worth. Tim Thomas misses the 3. Rebound. McGrady. Minute 18 to go. Magic hoping to extend their playoff season. They are down 0-2. McGrady taking it back inside again. He gets the finger roll. He has 42. What more can he do? Timeout, Milwaukee. I haven't seen a better performance in a long time. Certainly there has not been a better performance in this playoff series in terms of points scored.
Doc Rivers is asking why the shot clock has 23 seconds remaining on it when the ball was dribbled up over half court, and then the timeout was called, so they will probably take another 2 or 3 seconds off the 24-second clock.
As they just did.
Using the point guard to set the screen on Tim Thomas, we see McGrady come down the lane, change hands, use the left to finish. This time, closer to the low post area. Thomas is alone. The help doesn't get there in time. Irvin Johnson came over to try and block it. Instead, McGrady brought it back to the left hand, rolled it back up again.
McGrady just tied the Magic franchise record for most points in a playoff at 42. It had been held by Penny Hardaway in a game versus Miami. So he tied the franchise record for most points. Entertaining evening in downtown Orlando. The game became a sellout late this afternoon. There were 3,000 tickets remaining yesterday, 1,000 this morning, and the place is packed now. There'll probably be about another 10,000 to 15,000 people say they saw this game.
And I'm sure George Karl is saying something very similar that we heard the show report before about get a good shot. You don't have to force a 3. We'll take the 2 if that's what's there. If there's an open 3, then nail it. Because either way, they've got to come up with 5 points to tie this basketball game up. 2-3 or 3-2.
1 minute remaining in overtime. Robinson and Tracy McGrady still jawing at each other. Troy Hudson on Ray Allen. Allen gets it inside, goes to the double clutch, and gets it off the glass. What a play by Ray Allen. What a score.
He just took it right to the spot that he wanted to get to, and then just went up over the top of Troy Hudson.
Allen has 27. That ties his career playoff high. seconds in the game. 10 on the shot clock. D. Brown is blocked by Ray Allen, and Cassell comes back quickly. Magic by 3. Cassell all the way. McGrady made him miss.
And actually, Tim Thomas knocked the ball, I think, out of Glenn Robinson's hands, and they would have had a layup on the follow-up.
Magic by 3 points.
They've got a foul.
That's what George Karl was saying. And finally, Robinson comes out and fouls D. Brown with 15.7 seconds remaining. Robinson's 5th foul.
Milwaukee has to get up now, pressure, look for the steal. If not, they've got a foul once the ball comes inbound.
And Garrity comes in for Outlaw. Not in the bonus yet. 14 fouls on the Bucks, only 2 on Orlando with 15.7 to go, and the Magic up by 3.
This time you get in the passing lanes, you deny hard, make them go backdoor, try and make it a tough entry pass.
It's pretty tough. McGrady has to call timeout. Now, Orlando has 1 timeout remaining, as does Milwaukee. Orlando by 3 with 15.7 to go.
On his way to 42, we see an assortment of shots. First the hook shot, then the jump shot off the dribble. Now we see the layup down the lane. And then the last one is sweet when he switches hands going to the basket to avoid the shot blocker. Tracy McGrady, 42 points for the Orlando Magic.
And look at that, whispering right in the ear of Robinson. Saying, I really respect you. I really respect you. I like your game, and I really respect you. Trouble getting it in. They have to come all the way back to McGrady, and that was close. Robinson fouls him as only 7/10 of a second came off the clock, and with that, the Bucks go over the limit, and McGrady will go to the line.
That's why the new rule this year of allowing people to get the ball in the backcourt takes a lot of the pressure off the teams that are trying to get that ball in bounds, because when you only had that half court to work with, it was tough getting it in at the end.
And with that foul, Glenn Robinson fouls out with 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He was only 5 of 13 tonight. And he did not defend Tracy McGrady all night, just some of the time, but McGrady has 42.
Yeah, but McGrady's only played 50 minutes, Scott.
Yeah, I was a little concerned they set him out 3 minutes in the first half.
You were upset. We talked about that at halftime. You were concerned.
I paid my nickel to come see Tracy. McGrady, 14 of 16 from the free throw line. He hit his last 10 free throws. But not this one. Still a 3-point lead, 15 seconds to go. This free throw becomes very large. He missed them both. Timeout Milwaukee, down 3 with 14.2 seconds remaining. Stay with us. It's not over in Orlando. We are back at the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando. The Magic up by 3, trying to stay alive in this first round series. Bucks with the ball, 14.2 seconds remaining.
When you're looking at Milwaukee's team now, the guy that has taken the most three-pointers for his team during the regular season is Ray Allen. He also happens to be the best three-point shooter based on percentage. He shoots 43%. Second most attempts on this team, Lindsey Hunter. Lindsey Hunter shooting 37%, and then Tim Thomas shooting 41% from the three-point line are your top 3 three-point shooters.
Lindsey Hunter will inbound it, and Garrity comes onto the floor for Hudson. Scotty Williams back into the game, too. Milwaukee, by the way, 6 of 22 on threes. Allen 2 of 5. Thomas 1 of 6, and Hunter 1 of 3 tonight.
D. Brown has to stay home with the inbound passer because, remember, he's taking the second most.
12 seconds. You see it ticking down lower right of the screen. Thomas takes the three. Misses the three. McGrady kept it alive. Out of bounds, Orlando ball with 3.2 seconds remaining. The Magic trying to stay alive. Leading by 3 with 3.2 to go. Armstrong is fouled by Williams with 1.4 to go. Doc Rivers said, remember, he said if we win tonight, this series will go back to Milwaukee. But first they'll have to play again on Tuesday here in Orlando. If the Magic holds on to this 3-point lead, it's looking pretty good at this moment.
We've seen a pretty good basketball game here this evening. Orlando knew they had to come out, lay it all out. Milwaukee hung there right with them, gave themselves a chance to tie it or win it down the stretch, which they did. Both teams had star players step up, make big shots when they had to make them. It's a great night.
This will be Doc Rivers' first ever playoff victory as a head coach. Last year he was coach of the year. Tracy McGrady's going to sit down. 42 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds for Tracy McGrady. We said at the top of the broadcast, he's got to carry this team. He needs some help, and that's the man who gave him the most. 18 points and 10 rebounds from Darrell Armstrong. And the Magic stay alive. They'll play it again on Tuesday night here in Orlando. 121 to 116. Heck of a ball game. Glenn Robinson fouled out with only 14 points, 2 assists and 5 rebounds. Sam Cassell came up big with 21. Ray Allen had 27. And let's go to Cheryl Miller.
Tracy, after game 2 in the locker room, you said that coming out of the game in game 2, it might have hurt your performance. I asked you yesterday, were you prepared to play 48 minutes to get a win? You played 50, you got your win.
I told you, it was either do or die. I had to come out and give it all I got. They played a great game, but I think we played better. You know, I had guys that step up in this game, and we're going to need that throughout this series.
Talk about the contributions, because everyone was talking about that Tracy McGrady could not carry this team alone. Steve Brown, Pat Garrity, Darrell Armstrong had some huge games.
Well, it's my job to get those guys involved. I'm the key guy for this team, and they was keying on me a lot. And every time I drive, I had the whole defense packing in on me, and they just find up outside the 3, and good thing they was knocking down shots for me.
Doc said at halftime that he thought that you were settling a little too much in the first half for the jumper. Second half, you were much more aggressive, attacking the basket and also getting post-up opportunities.
I was belling them out with a lot of jumpers. He told me that. That's when I had to get aggressive, go to the hole, get to the free throw line, just make things happen in the open outside for me.
Now, obviously, if there wasn't enough animosity between you and Glenn Robinson, it was nonstop jawing between you two, especially in the second half when things heated up.
I'm not going down without a fight. I told him that. I got a lot of heart, I got a lot of confidence in myself. I'm not going down with a fight.
Not only do you take away a win, what else do you take away from this game that was going to help you for game 4?
Well, we had patience. We controlled the tempo of the game. We led the whole way. Guys got to come up and step up again like they did in this game. If we do that and continue to play great defense, I think we'll be all right.
Hey, Tracy, congratulations on your first playoff win.
Thanks.
Let's go back to you, Bob and Mike.
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Once again, 42 points and 10 assists for Tracy McGrady, who did, in fact, carry this team on his shoulder tonight. Once again, the final score, Orlando 121, Milwaukee 116. For Cheryl Miller and Mike Fratello, this is Bob Neal saying good night from the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando. They'll be tipping it up again here on Tuesday night with Milwaukee leading the series 2-1. And now from Orlando, let's go to Ernie in the studio.